Motherhood ain't easy. This journey is not always sunshine and margaritas. You show love the best way you can. You sometimes raise your voice. You get overwhelmed. You cuss a little. And at some point, you feel like you are doing it all wrong. But here's the good news. You are not alone.
So buckle up and tune in as we laugh, cry, and overshare about our journeys in motherhood. Welcome to Respectfully Unfiltered. You always make me laugh in the beginning of an episode. Like,
Because I'm
what?
pleasant.
Pleasantly hilarious. You thought I was gonna say something else, didn't you?
Well, the pause was very pausy.
Yeah. Um, no. Okay, so welcome to another episode of Respectfully Unfiltered. We're gonna jump right into this one. This one is titled Shrink for What? We're not playing small anymore. Yeah. So we just gonna
Dive in it.
dive in it. So um let's just jump in. Like, what is some learned behavior of playing small in motherhood? Like, what are motherhood, marriage, work? I think when it comes to marriage, I'm gonna speak on
Hmm.
that one. Like playing small, like especially in
What? Don't be a hater.
no. I'm just saying that because
I'm giving you a hard time.
I've been married for
For
hell.
8,000 years. And I was married for long enough to realize I didn't want to play small anymore.
But okay. Um. Anyways, I feel like when it comes to marriage, the playing small is like, because we were in the Christian community for majority of our marriage, and they the church that we were affiliated with put so much emphasis on the man being the head of the household that I feel like it
Mm,
minimized the power voice of the woman, the
mm-hmm,
wife, the mother, putting all of that or a lot of that pressure or voice of the motherhooding part on her. Like, the
mm,
man was the head of the household, so he was out working, doing this, that, and finances. But then it was
mm-hmm,
just like kind of that connotation of like, okay, well, I make the money, you stay in the house, you take care of the kids, your
mm,
voice isn't as big. Like, and I don't want to do that shit no more. Like, and the crazy part is, like, after spending years in that mindset, actually having a conversation with my husband,
communication, y'all. It is the
it,
key.
it's unlock the door. Like, it is key because, like, he, like, I am more outgoing and more vocal than you didn't have to chuckle like that. I am more vocal and more outspoken than he is, at times, often. Fix your face. See, that's why I'm paying for it. Paying for it because you do this a lot.
Because you
Um,
be saying shit that's just like,
but no, like, after having that conversation, like, and I have like a plethora of ideas and like creativeness, and like he is more of like the back, like not a back, like he likes like the technology part and the making sure that I'm not overbooking myself because I'm that's the people pleasing recovering. um so like having that conversation, like, he's he doesn't like to be out with people anyway, like, so it's kind of like not necessarily like a role switch, but for a long time it was like, what's wrong with me because I don't want
yeah.
to I don't want to stay in the traditional,
Mm-hmm.
like,
I and managed.
yeah, like, and because I am more vocal, then I already feel like I'm like, you know, an outcast, or like, oh my god, she's she's not, it gives me Stepford wife vibes,
Mm.
where it's like, you know, the wife is polished and put together, and like, I'm also bald, when hair
You be
is like,
polishing it.
I I be be shining it, but like, I want to live by my
Yeah.
own rules, but I'm also trying to figure out what those rules are. So there's that. Um, but like, but in saying that, playing small, like, and like, when it comes to what you do in corporate world, like, how are you? How have you been conditioned to play small, and how are you trying to fight that rebellion a little bit? Like,
Be honest, in my corporate world, I don't think I am. I think when I look at my career trajectory, I've had all kinds of management titles. I've been in boardrooms, I've been
mm,
with boards, I've managed teams. Like in my current role, I am not a manager. I don't sit in board meetings and exec meetings. I have really no decision responsibilities. And so, like, this is probably the smallest I've been in my career. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it because that's above my pay grade.
okay, but we're not playing small. So how are you? Okay, so
So
if
I
you're doing
think,
if you're doing that in your corporate world, how are you not playing it small outside of your corporate world, or are you?
well, I think part of the strategic of not playing it small is to strategically play it small. I think in corporate world, right? Depending on like where you want to go. Sometimes I tell everybody you have to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you have to take stepping stones that may not be like where you want to be in that moment,
Mm,
but where it will eventually get you in the path of where you want to be.
okay, okay, okay.
So being small right now and like title or whatever, listen, I don't care. As long as the check hit when it's supposed to hit, you can call me whatever the hell you want to call me in corporate world.
Okay.
Yes. But I think it's interesting that you played small for religious reasons. I played small in relationships for ego reasons.
Mm.
I'm educated, I have multiple degrees.
What do you need?
He's hungry.
I'm
And so
recording.
for me,
I do
making
need a
sure that
studio and
like
not a garage.
I told you, making sure that like I'm smart, but I can't be too smart.
Mm.
I can't, know too much. I can't know more than you because you're the
Mm.
man and you're supposed to be the
Yeah.
smart one. And yeah, I love that you know things until you know more than me.
Yeah.
And so for
Yeah.
me, it's always been like shrinking. I will know I am right about something 1,000,000,000%. But if you are with the wrong person, you gotta shrink that because their ego is too big and they can't be wrong, and you have to start like being small because then you rock their whole little world if you are perceived as more intelligent or if you do know certain things in different areas than they do. And so I think for the
Mm.
longest time I was just like silent. I don't know anything. Like I go to work, raise the kids. I'm just no girl, you went to school for 6 years. You know shit.
Yeah. I was
Like,
about to say, I don't get the corporate version of you. I get the other version of you. But I love that though, because I think it would be like, if you weren't unfiltered with
ending it.
me, unfiltered, and like, just, no. I think that's what makes our relationship, because like, you are very unfiltered, and I respect that. So, yeah, yeah.
Just out here being authentic.
Yeah.
Some days I'm a lot, some days I'm not. It just,
Listen,
I'm every woman.
and we I'm every woman. It's only anything you want, them baby. Anyways, okay. So, how do you feel like internalized guilt and people pleasing show up?
I mean, I know how it used to show up for me, like when I was married, the people pleasing and guilt of not wanting to rock the boat.
Mm,
So you do just shrink and you just, okay, that part of my personality didn't work, so let me tweak it a little bit. Let me change it a
yeah.
little bit. Let me water it down a little bit to see if it's more palatable. And it's like you can only do that for so long.
That's so interesting because I feel like in my relationship it's opposite.
Yeah.
Like like I'm like, okay, well, like I can't, this can't fester and I need to say
Yeah.
what I need to say. Like be, and and I think that that's in relation or correlation to like growing up. Like I would see my parents have, disagreements and, give each other the silent treatment, but we never
Mm,
saw them like come back around or,
with the resolve.
with a resolve, right?
Yeah.
But so then but then we come out, they, the next day it's just like, oh yeah,
Nothing
everything's all
happened.
hunky-dory, and I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all ain't gonna. So I think that's why, like, excuse me, if there's an issue or something's on my mind, which a lot of things are on my mind, then I feel like I have to talk about it because I
Yeah.
don't want it to like grow into resentment. Now, since being in therapy and talking, having a conversation with my mom, like she has voiced that they do have those conversations. It's just in private. But I did
Hmm.
tell her that, like, okay, you had them in private, but you guys argued
In public,
in,
like, yeah.
in not public, but
But
in front
yeah.
of us, but like
Yeah.
we never saw the
The
resolve.
resolve.
Or, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying like we need to be privy to the whole conversation, but like, you know what I mean,
Nah,
just
but
kind of
listen,
like
it's like them people that hash it out on Facebook. Don't try to take it behind the scenes now. Like, what happened?
we're involved now, like like we're heavily
What's
involved.
the resolution? I need to know.
Yeah, so like I feel like when it comes to my marriage, like I don't feel like there's internalized guilt. I don't feel like I play it small. Like I'm very
You are
vocal.
very you. It is one of the things that I think I admire about you because in your marriage, you are just like, this is who I am. This is what I am. Fucking take it or leave it. This is my personality. You gonna love it. We've been married for 20 years. Like, there is
Yeah,
no watering you down. And for me,
yeah,
seeing that is like, wait, so people can like you for you?
yeah,
Oh,
and
shit.
and for me that is even like it's still mind blowing to me. And we've been married almost
Mm.
freaking 20 years, and I'm like, you love me for me, like, and you've been married to me for like 20, so you've seen different phases of me, different, like, but I don't feel like when it comes to him, I also don't feel like I people please or play it like.
Girl, no, because let me tell you, you are so real in your marriage. I find myself like, yo, if I was her husband and she just told me that, I don't know that I would have handled that the way that that man just like. Shout out to B, everybody, because B is a real one. B would drink her dirty bathwater. Like B loves this woman, and rightfully so. Like he's doing it right.
I
But
do,
but yeah, no, you
like,
were very honest and very like, girl, be
yeah.
crying. You
And
saying some shit, and I'm like, you told him that? You're
and
like,
he
yeah, of course I
accepts
did.
me, and
Yes.
like there are times where I'll ask him, I'm like, do you wish that I wasn't so honest? And he's like,
Nope.
no,
That's you.
like that's, like, I think that he would prefer that instead of like, obviously instead of like secrets or hiding or,
Yes.
whatever. Like in the past there was infidelity on my part, right? And it wasn't like he found out, it was me telling him like, hey, so da 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 XYZ. And it's like most people, like, one, most people would have been like,
That part.
Deuces, motherfucker, like out. And then two, like he for me is the epitome of unconditional love. Like
Absolutely.
like, like
Absolutely.
truly loves me unconditionally. And
Yes.
like and actually if I sit and process that, to know that a human being can love me
Yes.
unconditionally still after.
After all the girl, I'm looking at y'all's relationship, and sometimes just the way that he responds to you, and I'm like, y'all make me want to cry. Like, it's just, it is. It's unconditional, and I think witnessing that is such a beautiful thing, and knowing that, like, oh shit, that
It's
is
out there.
possible. I come from a life of like, there are conditions, and like, no one's gonna love you forever and always, and for your whole self, and so like, seeing it's like, oh, there is
Yeah.
a different world.
That is
Like,
my,
it's crazy.
yeah. But like I feel like when it comes to us, right? I do feel like we have been playing it small.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
when it comes
Yeah.
when it comes to like our relationship, we have been conditioned, right, in society and all of this to like hustle hard and to, but stuck in that hamster wheel, right, where it's like don't
Yes.
make too much money but also don't make too little money, like, and we're stuck in this wheel. And I feel like as I am starting to evolve, like I feel like I am challenging him to
Hmm.
evolve, right? Because like if I ain't gonna be playing it small, you can't be playing it small because like we in this together, like bad boys for life. Like, you know what I mean? Like we I mean, there are times where I get annoyed or frustrated. I'm like, oh, I don't want, and I'm like,
And then I
girl,
got to shake her, y'all, because I'm like, there ain't shit out here. Chill out, first of all. Second of all, the
ain't
shit
shit
that
out
you be
here.
doing, the shit that you be doing, and the way that that man catered to you, you went for a rude awakening. Stay put.
Let me cater to you. Anyways, um, yeah, like I feel like we have been, like we have been playing it small, and I think like I'm getting to a point now, like spiritually, internally, like
Mhm.
that I am like I'm bursting at the seams. I am like I feel like I've been in this cocoon, so to speak,
Mhm.
and like I am, or chrysalis, isn't it what it's called, a chrysalis with
Girl, I don't
butterflies?
know.
Anyways,
I
and
told you I
like
got you on one word. I don't know about no chrysalis.
I don't even know if that's like the proper
I
word
want to
for it.
Google it, but I'm on my phone.
Don't Google it because then it will shut the thing down. But like I like, and I feel like I'm starting to emerge, and butterfly, it sounds so beautiful, and but then I'm like phoenix, like fire, like we've been through hell and back, and we are now getting to a point where it's just like I don't want to play it small anymore.
Hmm.
I want to know my identity, figure out who I am, right? And truly explore that. And exploring that for me is no longer allowing myself to be stuck in the boxes that I put myself in
Mm.
or that society has put me in.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm ready to break free. But it's also scary to break free because it's new,
Mm.
and new is like scary, but
But isn't that
exciting.
the thing that they say, like about courage, right? Like if you're doing it right, like it feels like fear.
I ain't never heard that, but I like that quote.
Okay. Well,
I'm
maybe
gonna
I made
Google
it.
it.
Maybe I didn't. I don't know. You Google that. I'll Google chrysalid, and we'll reconvene.
So, how do you feel like you are unlearning the I should be grateful? Well, you should be grateful that XYZ. I think that
You
that's a question I would like for you to answer when it comes to
when it comes to careful, find it,
Never mind.
find it.
Unlearning.
It's unfiltered, so loop back.
Okay. When it comes to your relationship.
Which like our friendship, my
No,
friendship with my mom, like,
no, no. Your relationship.
with
Your your
myself.
your relationship with yourself. Like, are there things that you're like, oh well, I should be grateful that blah blah blah. But in that, you are, I feel like that statement is also causing you to think small, right? Like,
Well, because I feel like for me, my mentality and in my head, and this is gonna sound like very arrogant and cocky, and I don't mean it to be, but also I do because, okay, case in point, when I first made six figures, and like for me, it was like I didn't let that be like a big deal because for me, it's like, well, of course I am. In my brain, that
mm,
I've always
yeah,
I didn't that's what was gonna happen. Like there was no other option. Like I was
yeah,
obviously gonna do that. But then like sitting and like even talking to my brother or like other friends, it's like, no, like that's a milestone and you did that in your 30s and like that's a big deal. But
yeah,
in my brain and the way that I grew up thinking for me, it's like it's not a big deal because
mm,
of course I was going to do that. So I know that that
yeah,
sounds very ridiculous and I don't mean it in that way, but it's just I think that I have set standards for myself, whether I set
mm-hmm,
them or like my parents or society. And it's just like, well, of course. So no, I'm not grateful for this 60, 80. I'm like, okay, it's a stepping stone, but like, I'll be grateful when I hit like 2 million, like that. Oh, like, so for me, I don't feel like that's a thing because I'm gonna say it. I deserve the best and I'm gonna get it.
you do deserve the best, and that's not
And
mm,
so it's just like one of those things. Yeah, like, of course it's coming. Why wouldn't it?
yeah. I think you noticed that, or I think you processed that in an episode that we did because we were asking questions. And
Ah,
yeah, I think it was in a previous episode. And I was like, girl, like you did that. Like you did what you needed to do to get to that six figures. And you were like, huh,
yeah,
I
I
never,
did.
I did. Like, I'm like, and I'm over here like, but I will say, I'm over here like, dang, I don't have six figures and whatever, whatever. But then you're looking at, fix your face. Let me finish my sentence. But then you're looking at me like, well, that's on you because you have all the creative ability and skills to be making six figures plus. So that's
Cause I'd be over here in my brain, like if I had your brain, I would have millionaire.
so like it's yeah. And
The
I
grass is
feel
always
like,
greener, right? And it's easy, like from our perspectives, to like see the other and be like,
yeah,
well, if I was in those shoes, I would did it.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, it's always easy to say that
yeah.
from your different vantage point.
Hmm. But I feel like I'm not there yet because I've been playing it small
Oh,
and
absolutely.
minimizing my voice for so long and questioning my worth, questioning
Questioning your worth, letting
my
other people drive whether or not you're able to do something or
people
whether or not it's a
pleasing.
good idea.
Because people pleasing, I'm looking for validation from other people, and if other people don't think that my idea is a great idea, then I'm
Then
like,
it's
okay, well
not.
maybe it's not a great.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I'm slow. It's not, I'm not, when I say that I'm not playing it small anymore, it's not like I'm out here like just, boldly doing it. I'm still doing it little by
But
little,
you're
but I am
doing it.
doing it. Like since relocating, I have slow, like, let me stop saying
Not
it like
even
that. Let
slowly.
me stop
Yeah,
saying it like
stop.
that. I have been taking steps consistently there. Taking steps consistently in an idea, a business idea that I got, and now it is like I'm seeing it together and I am like, holy like printing it and like because I'm imprinting little pieces so I can see the pieces together. And like I was standing in the print shop like in tears because I'm like, yo, like I fucking did that. Like that went from my brain to like tangible items. And I am just like and I think that that's what I needed to see my
Mm.
progress, to see something that I envisioned or had a thought about, and it is now tangible and in my hands, and trusting myself, right? Because I feel
Yes.
like the consistency is trusting what I'm hearing and allowing that to fuel the next step, right? Because it's just like, okay, well, you can do it. And what you're doing is like, it's not just in your head now, like, you're looking at it, you're looking at
Hmm.
your whole, like, whole refurbished curriculum because you are also I'm also evolving. So I revamped the whole curriculum and now it's like all encompassing for mind, body, and soul, which feeds into the birth pool rental, like, and seeing it in person. Like, it's just, and honestly, I'm
Flabbergasted. Keep going. I got you.
because like, I was, I didn't tell you this, and I didn't tell you this because I feel like I know what you would say, and it just made me chuckle because like I was driving down the road and I was thinking about the logo for Empowered Birth Essentials, and I thought about a t-shirt design driving down the road. Like, see that, and like because I know you so well, like I'm just like I feel like you'd be like, of course you did, or like, duh,
Duh.
like having the logo here and then the the circle logo here and then the elephant on the back with like
That's why you
words
be
like
stressing me out.
but then I get home and I pull up, my programs and stuff, and then I get frustrated because I can't match the idea to paper. And then and I know what you're going to say. You'll figure it out.
Always does.
You'll you'll
She
figure it
always
out.
does.
So it's like I feel like for me playing it small is me moving out of my way.
Yes.
Like because it's not something that I have to evolve into because like I have
You have to take all the shit off.
yeah, like I
You have
have
to
to take
unburden yourself and take
yeah,
it all off because you had a lot of stuff placed on you, a lot of opinions placed on you, a lot of voices placed on you.
yeah,
And it's like, what is your
yeah,
opinion? What is your voice? And when you start being consistent and listening to that, that's when everything starts falling into place.
yeah. And I think that goes into like speaking up without apology,
Mm.
right? And like
You've become
holding
very unapologetic in
yeah,
a very short amount of time. It's so nice. Oh, it's so
yeah.
nice.
And it's crazy because I can do that in my marriage, right? But when it comes to
Hmm.
like which is kind of weird because like but then is it because like I
That's what's so
value
beautiful. Your marriage is like legitimately like your safe place, and it's just like one day.
it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And I am like I'm trying to speak up without apology. Like because
Well, and
I
I think a
am
lot of times people think that that's like being rude, but you can speak up in a way that still honors your truth without
yeah.
being like disrespectful or nasty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the delivery of the message is
Oh,
just as important as the
absolutely.
message.
Because it also could get lost in the delivery, right? Because
Yeah,
then it's
girl,
just
because when
like
I start feeling like you condescending, I don't be hearing shit you be saying. I'm just like, oh. She think I'm
This bitch.
stupid.
This
She
bitch.
wanna be funny today. Okay, okay. She went to therapy today, so now she wanna be like, okay, okay.
Love you too. But like, I don't know. So, what affirmations or grounding practices do you have, or do, or have your affirmations and grounding practices expanded to you doing it and voicing it unapologetically? But I feel like you've been
I
unapologetic.
was gonna say, I feel like I've always had the personality of like good, bad, or indifferent. I'm the asshole that says the thing that we're all thinking. And depending on my mood and situation and whether or not I respect you, I might think about my tone and delivery, and I might not. And that's intentional. And people think that, like, oh, you said something really rude. Baby, if I said something really rude, I meant to say it really rude. There is not a thing that comes out of my mouth, unless I've been drinking tequila, that I don't think about and say it like I meant it.
With your whole chest.
Whole chest, all
Whole
my itty bitty
chest.
titties. Yes, the whole thing. So I think I've always been like that. Like good, bad, or indifferent. This is what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
Let's just put
I
it on the
think that,
table.
I think for me, like, I was never an affirmation girly. Like, I guess I have been. Like, all the horrible self-talk have been like on
Yes, that's
repeat,
been your
right?
affirmations.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
what people have to realize too. Affirmations
mhm.
can be positive, but they can
Yeah.
also be
Yeah.
negative. What's the story that you're telling yourself?
Yeah. So, as I'm like growing, like, I'm shifting, what I'm listening to, what I'm like. You sent me the Lyrics Matter playlist, and
Mm-hmm.
Energy Budget has been on repeat.
Love
Like,
that for you.
and now, like, I'm listening to her whole little album, like, I See
Yeah,
Mantras, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I'm just like, okay, like, and now it's to the point where I'm trying to figure out my why,
Mm,
right? And create personal mantras for myself and do voice
mm.
recordings so I can listen to myself saying it and getting it down in the nitty-gritty. So it's just, yeah, I am no longer like wanting trying to play small or minimize myself. Like, I might not always show up all, out there, but I am making steps to XYZ. So, yeah. Any closing remarks?
What accent was that?
Listen, just answer the question.
No, Your Honor.
All right, guys, this has been another glorious episode of Respectfully Unfiltered. Thank you for coming along, and we will see you on the next episode.
Why your boobs look so big? Bye.
Because my boobs are big. Bye.